I died choking on my own blood, the taste of betrayal as sharp as the knife that sliced through my gut. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst was hearing her laugh, my own sister Sarah, whispering to her friends at my funeral how I'd shown up to life looking like a thrift store reject, even in death. And then Mom's let her rip the mask off her face, right there in front of everyone, spilling secrets that turned our family's polished lies into shattered glass. Now I'm back, 18 again, heart pounding in that scrawny chest I thought I'd left behind forever, staring at the faded wallpaper in my childhood bedroom in suburban Ohio, the kind of place where everyone knows your business but pretends they don't. It's 2015, 3 years before the knife, before Sarah sold me out for a slice of the inheritance pie she thought Mom was baking just for her. My hands, small, unscarred, tremble as I touch the locket around my neck, the one Mom gave me on my 15th birthday. For the girl who sees through the bullshit, she'd said with that wry smile, her voice like gravel wrapped in velvet. I bolt upright in bed, the sheets tangled around me like restraints from a bad dream. But this isn't a dream. The alarm clock blinks, 7:15 a.m., the same digital glow that mocked me on the morning everything started unraveling. Outside, the neighbor's sprinklers hiss in the crisp fall air, and I can smell the burnt toast from downstairs. Dad's attempt at breakfast, same as always. My breath comes in ragged gasps. How? Why? The last thing I remember is the warehouse floor, cold concrete biting into my back, Sarah's silhouette in the doorway as the deal went south. She'd tipped off the cartel, traded my life for a clean slate on her gambling debts. Sorry, Em, she'd mouth, but her eyes? They sparkled with relief. I swing my legs over the side of the bed, bare feet hitting the worn carpet. My reflection in the mirror across the room stares back. Acne-scarred cheeks, mousy brown hair in a messy ponytail, thrift store jeans that hang loose on my frame. Emma Hargrove, invisible girl from Milford High, the one who dreamed too big and paid for it. But not this time. This time, I know the script. Sarah's already dipping her toes into the deep end, forging Dad's signature on loans, flirting with lowlifes at the diner where she waitresses. Mom's cancer diagnosis is 6 months away, the one that leaves her bedridden and us scrambling. And me? I'm the patsy, the good daughter who takes the fall when Sarah's house of cards collapses. Downstairs, the kitchen is a war zone of half-eaten cereal bowls and Dad's Cleveland Browns mug steaming on the counter. He's hunched over the morning paper, his mechanic's hands stained with grease that no amount of lava soap can scrub out. Morning, kiddo, he grunts without looking up. Sarah's at the table, scrolling her flip phone. God, these relics, giggling at some text. Her blonde highlights catch the light like a halo she doesn't deserve. She's 16, all sharp cheekbones and sharper tongue, the golden child who could do no wrong. Hey, loser, she says, not even glancing my way. You gonna hog the bathroom again? Some of us have lives. I freeze in the doorway, the old rage bubbling up like acid. In my first life, I'd have mumbled an apology, slunk off to school with my backpack slung low. But now I see the cracks in her armor. The way her foot jiggles under the table, the unpaid bills peeking from her purse like guilty secrets. Yeah, well, some of us have standards. I shoot back, my voice steady in a way it never was before. Her head snaps up, blue eyes narrowing. What the hell, Em? PMS much. Dad chuckles, folding his paper. Play nice, girls. Bus is in 10. I grab a Pop-Tart, strawberry, the cheap kind, and head out, but not before catching Sarah's glare in the window's reflection. It's the first shot fired, and damn, it feels good. School's the same grind. Lockers slamming like punctuation marks in a bad poem. Cheerleaders in their ponytails ruling the halls like mini dictators. I spot Tyler, my almost boyfriend from back then, leaning against his locker with that dopey grin. In the old timeline, he'd been Sarah's conquest by prom, a stepping stone to her string of bad decisions. But today, when he waves me over, I don't blush and stammer. I saunter up, flipping my hair like I've seen Sarah do 1,000 times. Hey, Ty, what's the word? He blinks, thrown by the confidence. Just. You look different. Good different. We chat. Easy, flirty, and by the time the bell rings, I've got his number scribbled on my notebook. Small victories. But revenge isn't about stealing boys. It's about dismantling the throne Sarah built on my bones. After school, I detour to the library, the one place Mom always said held more truth than any courtroom. I boot up the ancient computer, fingers flying over the keys. First search, Sarah's name and gambling. Nothing yet. She's careful at this stage. But I know the trail starts with online poker sites, the ones she accesses from the school Wi-Fi. By evening, I've got a plan sketched in my journal. Step 1, plant seeds of doubt. Step 2, unearth the dirt. Step 3, make her watch it all burn. Dinner's tense. Dad's overtime means takeout pizza, and Sarah's on her phone again, texting who knows who. I wait until she's mid-bite. So, Sarah, how's that new job at the diner going? Tip's good. She smirks, wiping sauce from her chin. Better than your babysitting gig, freak. Why jealous? Just curious. Heard the manager's got eyes for the honest ones. It's a bluff, but her fork pauses. Bullseye. That night, I lie awake, the house creaking like it's whispering warnings. Mom's room is down the hall. She's still healthy, laughing at some sitcom rerun, oblivious to the storm brewing. In my first life, she suspected Sarah's schemes, but never confronted them. Too tired from chemo, too hopeful for family peace. Her letter at my funeral? It named Sarah as the thief who'd drained our savings, framed me for the embezzlement to cover her tracks. Emma was the light, Mom wrote. Sarah. She chose the shadows. The reading had been pandemonium. Gasps, accusations, Sarah fleeing in tears that fooled no one but herself. But I won't let it come to that. Not again. The next week blurs into calculated chaos. I shadow Sarah after her shifts, noting the dive bars she slips into, the greasy guys with tattoos snaking up their arms. One night, I follow her to a parking lot behind the old mill, where she's handing off cash to a weasel-faced man named Rico, the same lowlife who'd wield the knife in my death. My heart hammers, but I stay hidden, phone recording the exchange from the shadows. Blackmail material, round 1. School amps up the drama. Tyler's all in now, inviting me to parties I used to crash from the sidelines. Sarah notices, of course. At lunch, she corners me by the vending machines. What the fuck, Emma? Tyler, you're such a copycat slut. The word lands like a slap, but I lean in, voice low. Copycat. Nah, sis. I'm just playing the game you wrote the rules for. Her face drains of color, and for a split second, I see the fear, the knowledge that something's shifted. By month's end, Mom's coughing more, that dry hack that signals the doctor's visit. We sit in the waiting room of Cleveland Clinic, the air thick with antiseptic and dread. It's probably nothing, Mom says, squeezing my hand. Her fingers are warm, alive. In the old life, this was when Sarah started siphoning funds. For medical bills, she'd lie. But I'm watching now. I volunteer to handle the insurance paperwork, combing through statements like a detective on a cold case. That's when I find it. The first forged check, dated last week, made out to cash for $500. Sarah's handwriting, sloppy under pressure. My blood boils, but I play it cool. At home, I slip the statement under Dad's toolbox, anonymous tip. The explosion comes Friday night. Yelling from the garage, Dad's voice thunderous. Sarah, what the hell is this? I eavesdrop from the stairs, heart racing. Her denials are poetry in panic. It's not me, Dad. Emma must have done it. She hates me. The accusation hangs, and for a moment, doubt flickers in Dad's eyes. But I step into the light, statement in hand. Check the ink, Dad. It's hers. I saw her practicing signatures in her diary. Lies. Maybe. But the diary's real, hidden under her mattress. And when Dad storms her room, he finds it. Pages of doodled checks, desperate notes about debts to R. Sarah crumbles, sobbing. I was going to pay it back. Dad's face hardens. The man who taught me to fix engines now fixing to break a heart. Out. Now. She packs a bag that night. Hitchhikes to Aunt Lydia's in Columbus. Victory tastes like ash, sweet, but it chokes. Mom pulls me aside later, her eyes searching. You okay, baby girl? I nod, throat tight. Just protecting us. But protection's a thin line from destruction. As Sarah's absence stretches into weeks, the house quiets, but the ghosts don't. I dive deeper, hacking her old email, password, Golden Child 88, predictable bitch, and uncovering chats with Rico. She's deeper in than I thought. Promises of quick cash, hints at bigger scores. My old warehouse deal? It was her setup from the start, using me as bait because I was trustworthy. Rage fuels late nights. I befriend Tyler's crowd, the jocks and influencers who orbit Sarah's world, feeding them whispers. heard Sarah's into some shady shit. Rumors spread like wildfire on Facebook. Screenshots of her flirty texts with married men, blurry pics from bar crawls. By December, she's persona non grata. Even Aunt Lydia shipping her back with a shape up or ship out ultimatum. Christmas is bittersweet. Mom's diagnosis hits. Stage 2. Treatable if we're aggressive. Dad sells his vintage Mustang to cover copays, and I quit school track to work doubles at the mall. Sarah slinks home for the holidays, eyes hollow, begging forgiveness. I messed up, Em. Let me make it right. I smile, the kind that doesn't reach my eyes. Sure. Start by coming clean to Mom about the money. She does, tearfully, over eggnog. Mom hugs her, whispers forgiveness. But I see the fracture. Trust, once cracked, doesn't glue back whole. As snow blankets Milford, I plot phase 2. Expose Rico. I tip off the cops anonymously, feeding them Sarah's emails. A raid goes down New Year's Eve. Rico's arrested for trafficking pills. Sarah dragged in for questioning. She walks, barely, but the scandal sticks like tar. Spring thaws the ground, but not my resolve. Mom's chemo leaves her frail, but fighting, and I become her shadow, driving to appointments, logging side effects. Sarah tries to help, but her clumsiness shines. Forgotten meds, botched grocery runs. Whispers at family gatherings turn to stares. Poor Sarah, always the screw-up, they murmur. She corners me one afternoon in the backyard, fists clenched. This is you, isn't it? Sabotaging me. I tilt my head, innocent. Why would I? You're my sister. Because you're a jealous cunt, she hisses, lunging. I sidestep, and she stumbles into the fence, scraping her knee. Blood wells. Not much, but enough to mirror my old wounds. You think you're better? Mom loves me more. The lie hangs, and I laugh, cold. Does she? Ask her about the letter she's writing. Her eyes widen, bluff, but it lands. That night, Mom calls us both to her room, the air heavy with vanilla candle and regret. Girls, she rasps, life's too short for poison. Sarah, your mistakes. They hurt us. Emma, your anger. It consumes you. We stare, mirrors of each other, broken, reflected. But as Mom drifts to sleep, Sarah whispers, truce? I nod, but inside, the knife sharpens. Summer scorches Ohio, turning the fields to brittle gold. Mom's in remission, a miracle wrapped in hospital bills we can't pay. Dad's shop booms with AC repairs, but Sarah's restless, eyeing community college brochures like escape hatches. Me? I'm 18 now, graduation looming, Tyler's ring on my finger, a promise ring. He calls it, all earnest Midwestern charm. But nights, I prowl online forums, tracing Rico's network. The cartel's tentacles reach deep, into City Hall, even our local PD. Sarah's entanglement? Just the tip. The breaking point comes at the county fair, lights strung like nooses over the midway. Sarah's working a booth, flirting for tips, when Tyler pulls me aside. I heard from Jake, Sarah's been talking shit. Says you're faking the whole good daughter thing to steal Mom's attention. Jealousy flares, old wounds reopening. I find her by the Ferris wheel, cotton candy in hand. Heard you're stirring pots again. She spins, sticky fingers balling. What? Can't handle a little truth. You're the one who ratted me to the cops. Someone had to stop you from dragging us down. The crowd mills, oblivious, but tension crackles like fireworks. You don't know shit, she spits. Mom's letter? It's bullshit. She always favored you. The quiet one, the perfect one. I step closer, voice venom. Favored? I died for your fuck-ups, Sarah. You sold me out. The words slip, too much, too soon. Her face crumples, confusion warring with rage. Died? What the hell are you on about? Panic surges. I can't explain the impossible. Forget it. Just stay away from Tyler. From us. She laughs, bitter. Or what? You'll finish what you started, ruin me. The dare hangs. That night, I make the call. Anonymous line to the prosecutor's office, spilling Rico's contacts, Sarah's role as the mule. It's controversial as hell, turning in blood for justice. But in my gut, it's survival. The arrest hits like a gut punch. Cops swarm our house at dawn, cuffing Sarah in her pajamas, Mom sobbing on the porch. Emma, what have you done? Dad roars, but I stand firm, evidence folder in hand. She chose this. I say, voice breaking. We all did. Trial drags through fall, leaves turning to rot. Sarah pleads out, 2 years probation, community service. The courtroom's a pressure cooker. Reporters sniffing scandal. Neighbors picketing with signs like family over felony. Mom testifies, voice frail. My daughter. She's straight. But she's still mine. Then the letter, Mom's final one, penned in secret, read aloud by the judge for leniency. To my girls. Sarah, your shadows nearly eclipsed us, but light forgives. Emma, your fire saved us, but beware, it burns the hand that wields it. Gasps Ripple. Sarah's head snaps to me, eyes accusatory. She mouthed the mockery at my funeral. Look at her rags. But now, in this twisted echo, she sees the ghost. Outside, rain lashes the steps. Sarah approaches, free but fractured. You win, Em. Happy? No. But as she walks away, I feel the weight lift, betrayal avenged, secrets exhumed. Mom's hand finds mine. Proud of you, kiddo. Twist. Months later, a package arrives, Sarah's handwriting. Inside, a locket like mine, and a note. I remembered. The warehouse. I saw you die. This time, I saved you first. My knees buckle. She's the one who pulled me back? Or pulled the strings? The cycle spins, but now, we're even. Or are we? The note from Sarah burns in my pocket like a live coal as I drive home from the courthouse that drizzly afternoon. Wipers slapping rhythm like a metronome counting down to madness. I remembered. The warehouse. I saw you die. This time, I saved you first. What the actual fuck? My mind reels, replaying timelines that shouldn't overlap. In my first go-round, she was the villain, cold as the blade Rico plunged into me. But now, this implies she, what, traded places in some cosmic joke? No, impossible. Sisters don't share resurrections. Mom's waiting on the porch swing when I pull up, bundled in a quilt despite the mild chill, her chemo-faded scarf loose around her neck. She's stronger these days, remission's gift, but her eyes still carry that haunted glaze, like she's peering through fog at ghosts only she can name. Well? She asks, patting the seat beside her. World end yet? I collapse next to her, the wood creaking under our weight. The neighborhood's alive with post-trial buzz. Mrs. Jenkins across the street pretending to water her mums while eavesdropping. The distant bark of Mr. Patel's labradoodle punctuating the suburb's facade of normalcy. I pull out the note, hand it over without a word. Mom reads, her lips moving silently, then folds it neat as a lawyer's brief. Sarah, she murmurs, not a question. Always the dramatic one. You knew? My voice cracks, betrayal fresh despite the victory. About everything. The dying, the coming back. She sighs, the sound heavy with unsaid Ohio winters. Not all, but pieces. Dreams, mostly. Woke up sweating last year, convinced I'd buried you twice. Wrote the letter then. Insurance, you know? In case the shadows won. I lean back, head thumping the swing's chain. Mom's always been the oracle in our family saga. The one who quoted Maya Angelou over meatloaf and saw through Dad's bluster like it was tissue paper. But this? Admitting she glimpsed the veil? It unravels me. She says she saved me. Pulled me back. But how? What? Mom's hand covers mine, calloused from years of nursing shifts. Blood calls to blood, Em. Maybe she couldn't live with the echo. Or maybe she trails off, eyes distant. Maybe we're all just looping till we get it right. The swing sways, lulling us into uneasy silence. Inside, Dad's banging pots. Dinner prep, his way of coping. Turkey meatloaf, the staple that screams, we're fine, really. But nothing's fine. Sarah's probation means check-ins, curfews, a scarlet letter in the form of ankle monitor beeps. And me? I'm the architect, the whistleblower who traded sisterly blood for a clean slate. Friends at school, Tyler's crew, slap my back like I'm some vigilante hero, but their eyes whisper snitch. Even Tyler, sweet Tyler with his Letterman jacket and dreams of OSU football, hesitates now. Proud of you, babe, he says over burgers at Swenson's, but his grip on my hand feels tentative, like he's afraid I'll turn the blade on him next. Nights blur into strategy sessions with myself. If Sarah's reborn too, what's her play? Revenge on me, the sister who ratted her out? Or deeper, against Rico's ghost, the cartel that chewed us both up? I dig harder, laptop glowing in the dark like a digital Ouija board. Court records show Rico flipped, naming names up the chain. A dirty cop named Harlan, who moonlighted as muscle for the Sinaloa offshoots filtering fentanyl into Rust Belt towns like ours. Harlan, buzz cut, beer gut, The kind of guy who coaches Little League by day and buries bodies by night. Sarah's chats mentioned him once. H says easy money if we deliver. Deliver what? Me, in the old timeline. Bait for a rival crew sting. My stomach twists. If she's back like me, does she remember the warehouse too? The rain-slicked floor, the zip tie burn on my wrists, Rico's laugh as he twisted the knife. For the boss's daughter, he'd grunted. Boss's daughter, Sarah, entangled deeper than I'd known. I confront her at the first probation-mandated family counseling session, a sterile office in Akron smelling of stale coffee and regret. The therapist, Dr. Ellis, a wiry woman with cat-eye glasses, drones about boundaries and forgiveness cycles. Sarah sits across from me, legs crossed, anklet glinting like fool's gold. Her hair's dyed brunette now, a poor disguise for the blonde bombshell she was. So, Dr. Ellis prompts, Emma, your thoughts on trust? I lean forward, ignoring the script. Trust? Like when you sold me to Harlan's crew, Sarah? Or when you watched me bleed out? The room freezes. Dr. Ellis's pen hovers. Mom shifts in her seat. Dad clears his throat. Sarah's face pales, but her eyes, those ice blue chips, lock on mine. Warehouse, she whispers, so low only I hear. Yeah, I remember. Knife felt cold going in. Felt like mine. My breath hitches. She's admitting it, reliving it. You tipped them. For your debts. She nods, fractional. And you came back screaming. Pulled me with you, somehow. Like a tether. Her voice cracks. The first real vulnerability I've seen since we were kids fighting over Barbies. I tried to fix it. Tipped the cops on Rico myself. But you burned it all anyway. Dr. Ellis clears her throat. Ladies, care to share with the group? We don't. Session ends in awkward handshakes. But outside, in the parking lot under sodium lamps, Sarah grabs my arm. Rain slicks her jacket, mascara running like war paint. Truce for real, M. Harlan's next. He's the root. I yank free, pulse thundering. Why should I believe you? You mocked me at my own funeral. Thrift store corpse, remember? She flinches, rain masking tears. Heard it in a dream. Your dream? Whatever. It was me, jealous, scared. But the letter. Mom's words hit like truth serum. I get it now. We're the same mess. Hesitation wars with hate. Controversial choice. Ally with the enemy? Or let her rot? I nod, terse. Harlan. Proof first. We meet in shadows after that. Midnight texts. Burner apps I snag from a gas station. Sarah's got access. Old voicemails from Harlan. Grainy pics of cash drops at the VFW hall. I cross-reference with leaked PD files, piecing a puzzle that reeks of corruption. Harlan's skimming evidence lockers, funneling pills to dealers like Rico. One slip up, a baggie of oxy swapped for baking soda, and the whole precinct's tainted. But trust phrase fast. Tyler smells my late nights, accuses me of cheating. Who's the guy, Em? Some thug from Sarah's world. Fights erupt, his jealousy a mirror of mine. Mom notices too, corners me in the laundry room amid detergent pods and despair. This fire in you, baby, it's eating alive. Let the law handle Harlan. Law's rotten, Mom. Harlan's the proof. She cups my face, thumbs tracing my cheeks. Then you're the law, but don't lose yourself. The decision gnaws. Go nuclear, leak to feds, risk Sarah flipping again? Or play dirty, frame Harlan with Sarah's help, plant evidence, anonymous drop. It's vigilante justice, the kind that lands you in headlines as hero or homegrown terrorist. American as apple pie and lynch mobs. We choose dirty. Sarah slips a thumb drive, fake logs showing Harlan's payoffs, into his squad car during a shift change. I distract with a fender bender. Adrenaline spikes as sirens wail. We bolt separate ways, hearts jackhammering. By dawn, feds swarm the station, Harlan in cuffs, bellowing denials. Fucking Hargrove bitches, he snarls on the news, face blurred but voice unmistakable. Elation crashes into dread. Sarah calls from a payphone, paranoid now. It's done. But they know. Cartels circling. Who? Us. Harlan talked. Loose lips. Panic coils. That night, tires crunch gravel outside. Shadowy SUV, tinted windows. I grab Mom's old Beretta from Dad's safe, hands shaking as I chamber around. Footsteps on the porch. Door bursts. Two goons, cartel ink blooming on their necks. Hargrove, boss wants chat. I fire, warning shot, splintering the banister. They scatter, but not before one clips my shoulder, hot grays blooming red. Dad bursts from upstairs, shotgun in hand. Mom screams from the kitchen. Chaos reigns. Cops swarm, lights painting the lawn blue-red. Sarah arrives in the ambulance's wail, face ashen. Told you. Hospital's a blur. Stitches, statements, Mom's vigil by my bed. Tyler shows, flowers wilting in his fist. Jesus, M. This your revenge now? Bullets. It's protection. I rasp, painkillers fuzzing edges. From what? Yourself? He leaves, ring on the nightstand, a breakup wrapped in cellophane. Sarah slips in later, anklet silenced. We're clear. Feds rolled up the ring. Harlan's singing like Sinatra. Relief floods, but twist lurks. Your note. The locket. What? She sits, heavy. Found it in a dream. Or memory. You died saving me, from myself. Pulled me back too. Sisters, right? Fucked up, but tethered. I laugh, delirious. Mom enters, letter in hand. The original, creased from readings. Read it again, she says. We do, aloud. Forgiveness, warnings, love like a lifeline. Outside, dawn breaks over Milford, secrets buried but scars silvered. But as nurses bustle, my phone buzzes, unknown number. Photo attachment, Tyler and Sarah, lips locked in some dive bar parking lot. Betrayal 2.0. Or test. I delete it, heart stealing. Loop's not broken, it's bending. And this time, I'll bend it my way. The photo haunts me like a glitch in the Matrix. Tyler's arm slung around Sarah's waist, her head thrown back in laughter that screams, gotcha. I stare at the screen in the hospital bathroom, fluorescent buzz mocking my unraveling grip. Sent from a burner, cartel residue? Or Sarah's final fuck you, proving blood's thicker than truce? My shoulder throbs under fresh bandages, a dull echo of the warehouse stab. And for the first time since waking in 2015, doubt creeps. Did I pull her back? Or did she drag me into her hell? Discharge hits like a parole hearing. Mom fussing with Jell-O cups. Dad pacing the linoleum with coffee breath and worry lines etched deeper. No more hero shit, Emma, he growls, helping me into the truck. You're grounded till college. If they let you in after this circus. Sarah's absent, her probation officer citing conflict avoidance. Convenient. Home's a fortress now. New locks. Motion lights. Dad installs himself, cursing under his breath. Reporters camp the curb, vultures in minivans snapping pics of our all-American takedown. Local news dubs me the Sister Slayer, a tabloid twist that paints me vigilante villain, Sarah the redeemed victim. Online forums erupt, Reddit threads dissecting our dysfunctional dynasty. Twitter storms with Hargrove havoc trending in Cleveland feeds. Emma's a psycho enabler. One tweet reads, Sarah deserved better than family jailbait. The controversy festers, turning Milford's picket fences into tripwires. School's a gauntlet. Whispers in halls, lockers keyed with traitor. Tyler ghosts, texts unread, his Facebook scrubbed of us. I confront Sarah at neutral ground, the old quarry pit outside town, gravel crunching under our sneakers like brittle bones. Dusk paints the water rust red, a scar on the earth mirroring mine. Photo, I say, thrusting my phone. Yours? She scans it, snorts. Nah, Tyler's a prick. Hit on me post-breakup. Deleted his ass. But her eyes dart, life flickering. Why? Jealous. Raging. Wind whips her hair. She looks feral, free. We end this. No more games. She nods, tossing a pebble into the abyss. Plunk. Ripples spread. Harlan's trial's next month. Testify with me. Nail the bastard. Controversial? Hell yes. Standing shoulder to shoulder with my Judas, feeding the media meat. But exposure's the blade. Harlan's crew still lurks, whispers of retaliation slithering through dive bars. I agree, stomach knotted. Prep's brutal, prosecutors drilling us on timelines. Our shared visions glossed as trauma bonding. Mom coaches from the sidelines. Her remission rally turning her fierce. Own your story, girls. It's the only power left. Trial week's a media maelstrom. Akron courthouse bulges. Reporters shoulder to shoulder. Protesters waving justice for junkies signs. Harlan's defenders, painting him small-town savior against big pharma libs. Inside, the air's thick as a summer squall. Oak benches groaning under spectator weight. Harlan sits shackled, smirk welded on despite the orange jumpsuit. Balding pate gleams under lights. eyes like dull pennies fix on us as we take the stand. Your Honor, the prosecutor intones, a shark in pinstripes. Emma Hargrove will detail the extortion ring that ensnared her family. I rise, shoulder twinging, and face the room. Sea of faces, judgments etched. It started with debts. I begin, voice steady. My sister. She fell in. Harlan prayed. Gasps ripple as I spill. Emails, drops, the SUV raid. Harlan leans forward, mouthing, liar. But I hold, channeling Mom's letter like armor. He called us collateral. Said it'd end in blood if we talked. Cross-exams a gutting. Harlan's lawyer, a silver fox with ivy drawl, circles like a hyena. Ms. Hargrove, isn't it true you fabricated evidence? Planted that drive out of spite for your sisters. Indiscretions? Objection overruled. The room tilts. No, I snap. It was real. Ask Rico, he flipped. Snickers from the gallery. And your sister, pardoned felon, confirms this fairy tale? Sarah's up next, her testimony a mirror. Calm, clipped, owning the mule runs without flinching. Harlan hooked me young. Promised protection. Delivered threats. She glances my way, nod fractional, truce holding. But Harlan's glare? Venomous, promising payback. Closing arguments peak dramatic. Prosecutor paints Harlan devil. Defense cries, witch hunt by vengeful teens. Jury deliberates 2 days, torture of waiting rooms and vending machine dinners. Verdict drops like a gavel guillotine. Guilty, 20 to life. Cheers erupt. Harlan lunges, deputies wrestling him down. Outside, cameras flash blinding. Emma. Sarah. Reconciliation or rivalry. Mike's thrust like spears. We bolt, Mom's Buick cutting through the throng. Elation sours quick. Tyler's waiting at home, duffel packed on the porch. Can't do this, Em. The drama. It's poison. He eyes Sarah trailing us, jealousy flaring. Chose wrong side. Side. I laugh hollow. There are no sides. Just survival. He drives off, taillights fading into twilight. Sarah watches, silent. Later, over lukewarm pizza, she cracks. Told you. Prick. But the wind's Pyrrhic. Cartel whispers escalate. Burned effigies on our lawn. Slashed tires at Dad's shop. Feds offer witness protection. New names, new town. Mom balks. This is home. But Dad's weary. Pack light. Decision time. Run or root. Controversial as hell. Staying invites war. Fleeing erodes the revenge I clawed for. I choose root, tipping feds to a stash house from Sarah's old contacts. Raids cinematic. Choppers thumping. Flashes on night vision feeds. Last stragglers scatter, but one loose end dangles. Harlan's boss, a ghost named Vargas, holed in Detroit. We road trip north, Sarah shotgun, Mom and Dad rear. Tension simmers, radio static, fast food wrappers piling like accusations. Why help? I ask Sarah at a rest stop, Ohio blurring by. She shrugs, vending soda fizzing. Dad, you pulled me from the knife. Least I can do. Mutual. Skepticism laces. Her smile's wry. Yeah, loops ours. Detroit's grit hits like asphalt, abandoned factories looming like tombstones, air thick with river rot. We hole in a safe house, feds wiring us for sound. Stings simple. Sarah baits Vargas via burner, old debts to settle. Meets a warehouse. Irony bites, shadows pooling on cracked concrete. Heart hammers, ghosts whisper. Vargas arrives sleek, silk suit, gold pinky ring, accent clipped. Hargrove girls. Harlan sang pretty. What you offer? Sarah's cool, cut. Or we sing louder. Negotiations twist, threats veiled, guns holstered but heavy. My wire itches, feds lurk blocks away. Then snap, Vargas signals, goons emerging. Boss says no loose ends. Chaos erupts, shots crack, shadows dance. I dive behind crates, Beretta barking. Sarah's scream cuts sharp. She's hit, leg blooming crimson. M. I drag her to cover, blood slicking palms, echo of my death. Vargas looms, pistol raised. Choose, Puta, her or you. Time fractures. Loop flashes, her silhouette fleeing, my blood pooling. Not again. I fire, center mass, Vargas crumpling. Fed storm, shouts overlapping. Medics swarm, Sarah's pale but pulsing. Saved you, she gasps. Us, I correct. Aftermath's whirlwind. Headlines hail, sisters sting. Congressional hearings on cartel bleed into Heartland. We testify in D.C., suits stiff, mom beaming from the gallery. Verdict seals. Vargas 25, network gutted. Protection offered, declined. We're Hargroves, Dad says. We stay. Homecoming's quiet. Barbecue in the yard. Neighbors thawing with potato salad and apologies. Tyler's a memory, faded like old ink. Mom's letter, framed now, hangs in the hall. Shadows flee light. Choose yours. But twist coils at midnight. Package on the porch, no sender. Inside, duplicate locket, engraved loop 3, and a USB. I plug in, video grainy. Me, dying in the warehouse, Sarah's face hovering, not fleeing, but reaching. Come back, she whispers on tape. Then black. She's the anchor, or puppeteer. Dawn breaks, I pocket it. Cycle bends, but breaks? Not yet. For now, sisters stand, scarred, tethered, ready for whatever ghost knocks next. The USB's glow fades on my laptop screen, but the image sears, Sarah's hand extended in that rain-lashed warehouse, not pulling the trigger or fleeing the scene, but clutching mine as life ebbed. Come back, her lips form, voice lost to the storm. Loop 3. The engraving mocks from the locket's curve, heavy as a noose around my neck. It's been 6 months since the Detroit dust up, since Vargas's empire crumbled like cheap drywall under federal sledgehammers. Milford's healed superficially, fundraisers for the Hargrove heroes, Dad's shop bustling with curious customers. But the undercurrent? Electric, waiting for the next surge. Mom's full throttle now, remission a roar, gardening club president, volunteer at the cancer center, her laugh echoing through the house like it chased the shadows out. Dad's talking expansion, second bay for the garage, maybe hire a kid fresh out of tech school. Sarah? She's a ghost in plain sight. Community college online, shifts at the library shelving books like pennants. We orbit cautious, shared glances over breakfast, inside jokes laced with caution. Past the OJ killer, she'll quip, and I'll flip her off, but the tether pulls, invisible wire humming. Tyler's echo lingers, though, a bruise on the heart that flares at prom season. I go solo, red dress thrifted but tailored sharp, turning heads in the gym strung with fairy lights and teenage dreams. Whispers follow. That's Emma, the one who took down the cartel. Tyler's there with a cheer squad clone, his eyes snagging on me mid-waltz. Regret? Or just nostalgia? I don't chase. Revenge taught me better. Chase ghosts, they bite back. Summer swelters in, bringing the heat wave that cracks Ohio asphalt and tempers alike. Feds check in monthly. Clean bill, but eyes open. I am, scanning crowds at the county fair, noting out-of-state plates idling too long. Paranoia? Or prudence? The line blurs when a letter arrives, postmarked Chicago. No return, just elegant script. The loop tightens. Meet at the old mill, midnight. End it. V. Vargas? Dead? Or so reports claim. Suicide in custody, official line. But cartels don't do loose ends tidy. I burn the note, tell no one. Sarah catches the ash scent on my clothes, corners me in the garage amid oil cans and Dad's tools. What now, Em? Another phantom. I hesitate, trust fragile as spun glass. Vargas's kin. Wants closure. Her face hardens, old fire flickering. We go together. No solos. Controversial? Dragging her into the maw again, risking the fragile peace? But alone's suicide, together's Russian roulette. We gear up, burners charged, Mom's Beretta cleaned, knives sheathed in boots. Midnight finds us at the mill, chain-link fence yielding to bolt cutters, moonlight slicing through broken windows like searchlights. The air's stale, machine ghosts rusting in corners. Echo of the warehouse, but drier, dustier. Footsteps echo, 2 figures, silhouettes lean and lethal. Not goons. Woman first, mid-40s, sharp bob and pantsuit screaming corporate cartel. Beside her, a kid, teen boy, fidgety, eyes wide. Hargroves, the woman says, accent laced with Windy City edge. Victoria Vargas. Nephew here, witness to Daddy's fall. Sarah tenses, I step forward, gun low. What? Family reunion. Victoria's smiles ablade. Justice. He rots because of you. But the loop. She eyes our lockets, twin glints. He spoke of it. Before this suicide. Said you girls. Rewound time. Stole his. Bullshit chills me. Delusions of a dead man. She laughs low. Then explain this. She tosses a drive, Same as Sarah's gift. I catch it, heart slamming. Watch. Decide. We retreat to the truck. Boy watching silent as Victoria vanishes into night. Dawn's motel room. Flickering TV, murmuring infomercials. We plug in. Footage rolls. Not my death, but Vargas's cell. Grainy, smuggled. He's ranting to shadows. The girls. They looped it. Pulled the knife from her gut. Pushed it to me. Blood, debt, eternal. Cut 2. Him scrawling the Chicago letter. Eyes wild. End the cycle. Or I end them. Sarah pales. He's. Like us. Or lying. Cartel psyops. But the boy's face nags. Familiar. Like a half-remembered dream. We dig. Public records. Victoria's a lawyer. Clean facade over narco laundering. Boy's Mateo, Vargas's son, vanished after the trial. Leverage? Or bait? Mom senses the storm. Calls a family powwow over meatloaf. No more secrets. She insists, carving portions like fates. Dad grunts agreement. Sarah spills the meat. Mom's face tightens. Recognition? Vargas mentioned loops in his plea deal. Thought it madness. But you girls. She pulls her letter copy, adds postscript aloud. If shadows loop, break with light. Love wins ugly. Decision forks. Confront Victoria, expose her front? Or burn it. Leak her ties, let feds feast. Controversial apex. Involve Mateo, the kid caught in crossfire. Innocence as weapon? Or cruelty? We choose burn, but with mercy. Sarah chats Mateo via socials. Burner profile. Lost sis bait. He bites, desperate for normal. Dad wasn't monster. Just trapped. Meet 2. Park bench in neutral Indiana. Leaves turning Trader Gold. He's scrawny, braces glinting, clutching a backpack like armor. Aunt Vic says you're witches. Rewound Dad's death. Sarah kneels. I level. No witches. Just survivors. Your dad's sins. Not yours. I slide him a folder. Victoria's ledgers, siphoned from her firm via Sarah's library hack. Run. Canada. Fresh start. We cover. He nods, tears tracking. Thanks. Flees north, ghost in the wind. Victoria strikes back, swift, surgical. My tires slashed, Dad's shop vandalized with loopers dye graffiti. Feds pull strings, but she's slick. Lawsuit incoming, defamation on the Hargroves. Media flips, vigilantes versus victim. Protests swell, justice for Vargas trending. Our faces on milk cartons of infamy. Crescendo crashes Thanksgiving. Victoria's gala in Cleveland. Charity for fallen officers. Irony thick. We crash. Gowns rented, IDs faked. Ballroom glitters. Chandeliers dripping wealth. Suits mingling with whispers. Victoria holds court. Toast raised. To family, unbroken. We slip her a USB. Live feed of Mateo's escape. Her account's frozen by feds mid-speech. Screen behind her flickers. Gasps cascade. Victoria Vargas. A voice booms. Fed plant. You're under arrest for laundering. Pandemonium. Champagne flute shattering. Heels clattering. She lunges at us. Nails raking Sarah's arm. Bitches. The loop ends tonight. Security swarms. We bolt. Adrenaline singing. Outside. Rain lashes. Echo of the warehouse. Sirens wail. Victoria's cuffed. Spitting venom. You'll rewind this too? Cowards. No. I say close. We end it. Twist uncoils in the squad car en route. Mateo's call, voice trembling. Found Dad's journal. He looped once. Killed a rival girl, felt the pullback. You were her echo. Sarah. His. Horror dawns. Our resurrections? Stolen from their cycle? Or merged, a tangled web? Sarah grips the wheel, knuckles white. Doesn't matter. We broke it. Home's hearth. Mom hugs us fierce. Letter read anew like scripture. Dad cracks beers. We toast to endings. But midnight brings the final gift. Lockets humming warm. Engraving fading. Loop 3, free. Kismet? Or quiet? Dawn gilds Milford, fences mending. Sarah and I, scarred sentinels, step into light. Betrayal's ash, revenge's echo. Mom's words seal. Choose light. We do. Ugly, American, unbroken.